Hello and welcome to another Nikomedia tutorial. So what we do today is the following, this one here. Oops. And first I planned to make the Patreon tutorials out of this, but so many people wrote me about they have problems with volumes and so. And so I thought, let me make a free tutorial out of this. And today I show you how you can create something like this. But no worries, my dear patrons, this weekend there will come Patreon only tutorial as well, and of course the whole month then, so once a week should be possible. So I would say we do something like this. Let's try it. Good, stop this. Sorry. And let's go to cinema and let's start. Yeah, let's do the volumes first. Yeah, let's do the volumes first. Maybe this is the most interesting part. And for the bubbles you have seen here, there is no emitter or something, so no worry, we don't need any emitter things. This is just a little fake. Okay. But it looks nice. So, okay, for the volumes, we start with a sphere, and it would not be necessary, but I make here quite a lot of subdivisions and immediately put this one in a volume builder and a volume measure. I hold my Alt key so to make a parent each time and go down here to, not here, to volume builder, go down to about 2 centimeters, should be okay. Later we have to go down with this, so to 1 or even 0.5 we will see. And what we need is here a fog. This with the noise, to cut out the noise, it only works with fog, not with the sign distance field. Good, the next step, let's hide here the mesh with NA. You see that, but it is okay for now. And let's save this. But what name do we save this? Then volume should be good. I will do this only in Octane here because it renders simply faster. But you can download, if you see it on my video here, you can download, Patreon can download the project file for physical render and Octane. So if you have problems to do texture this with physical render, here. Okay. So next step is we need a field. Create a field, and we need a shader field, which we then subtract from our sphere. Here we need a noise, and I like for something like this, I mostly use the Voronoi noise here, the Voronoi 1. Make it bigger, and let's see what we get here. So I go to my volume builder and drag in the shader field and set it to minimum. So, and I get this. This is not exactly what I want. So I go to my shader field, and here you see the creation space. We have set it to box. I want, and this box is 40 by 40 by 40, and this is this here. I want to set to object below, so this is the sphere. And you see, okay, we get something out here. And it still, it immediately looks nice. I love the volume builder things. But we want to make the shader field a little more interesting. So we go up here with the cycles. Let's try 2 cycles. Looks nice, but we can go higher, let's say 4. Yeah, I think this is what I want. and I go down here with to 1, folks. It depends on your machine you have, but it should be still very performant, you see. This looks not really nice here, so let's give it a fog smooth. And this is exactly what I want. Great. And now we need a second volume builder. And we need exactly the opposite of this, which is very easy to do. So what I normally do is I make this first volume in the shader field. We want to animate, of course, the shader field. This whole thing should move. So we give this animation speed of, let's say, 0.2, and I have here 4 seconds timeline, so 100 frames, and I have 25 frames per second, so this is 4 seconds. So it should loop all 4 seconds here, and then I hit play and I will see nothing happens here. This is because we have to go to the shader field and set here the refresh to frame. So it refreshes every frame, and now this could be a little slow, but it should work. Yeah, it moves. See, it's quite slow. Let's go for just for the testing. Let's go to the volume. Bring this to 2. Okay, 2 is maybe 1.5. Just to see that if we, yeah, it moves perfect. Okay, and as I said, what I do normally is here I bake this to an alembic. So simply a volume measure and then bake as alembic. But this could take some time, so this could take 10 minutes or something else until this is, and it makes very quite high. So let's say this will take about 10 gigabytes, this alembic file. But to work later on, to continue the work, it's much better to have this alembic file. So because this has not to be calculated every time new, and yeah, and this is what I want to do. Is you don't have to wait. I think I have this already baked somewhere. Let's hide this and disable this. Because this is exactly the same what I did with my original file, so I should have the alembic somewhere already. Let's see, I'm on my other monitor now, so you won't see a lot, but I'm back in a second. Alembics, yeah, I have to. Yeah, 9.3 gigabyte. And let's import them. So let's file, merge, yep. Yes, Helix should be this measure here. Frame rate 25, scale 1. This should be all fine. We will see it. Okay. Yeah, you see, this should be exactly the same. I hide this guy and bring this in. This has to calculate. Yeah, it is exactly the same. Yeah, great. So, but what I have to do now is to copy the volume measure, or I don't have to copy it now because I have my baked alembic here. So what I do now is I go to this volume measure. It's better to deactivate it now so I can work faster. Go to the shader field and simply exchange these two colors. The white above and black here. That's all. And what we get is now exactly the opposite of this one. So when I bring in this, you see, we have exactly this one. And of course I have this now 2. Let's merge the second one. Not merge project. Merge project is this one. 25. Okay. So, and when I bring both in, I should have here exactly what I did. Okay, nice. So now we can put the volume measure in the backup folder. As I said, the project file is already online, and the link you will find in the description. And there it is then for physical render and octane. So save. But this looks not. I want to make this a little smoother, this whole thing. So I put the shader field. I put these two guys in a null object, Alt G. So these are our volumes. And under the null object here, I want a smooth deformer. So that the smooth deformer, when it is in the null object, it affects everything in the null. So in the same hierarchy. And so it will affect our two volume measures here. Go to volumes and to my deformers. Hold my shift key because I want to make it a child of the null object. And search for the smoothing. And you see that looks quite nice. That looks much better. Can even go maybe a little smoother. Yeah, I think that looks great. Okay. So with the colors I do a little different. But we have this now. With the colors we can do later. This we just have to put two colors, one on this measure, one on this measure, and this is that's it. So this is measure 1, I think. So this we have just another name. Now let's make these wood things on top and above. So to remember, we have now these wood things here, a little distorted here. And for this we need a cube, of course. The cube a little smaller, let's say 250 or something else. 100. We can change this later and bring it somewhere here to the front. So something this could be fine. So we can change this, and I want some subs because I wanna make. I want to use here the where is it? Displace deformer later. So I need on my cube some segments here. Bring back the lines at NB so that I see something here. So let's say 20 here, 20 in the C, and so that we have something like chords here. So let's go to, yeah, it must be 10 because we have this now at 100. Okay, this is perfect. Hide our lines again. You see now we can, with the Alembic files we can work very nice. When you don't bake it, you would have to disable for the moment the volume measure. Because otherwise, what's wrong here? I have to go in here. Otherwise, it would calculate sometimes in between and calculate, and this could be very annoying. And it's the same with the when you have your where is this now? So Control E is when you have your autosave on, so like me. The autosave always needs a longer to save when you have this all activated. So the best thing is here, bake it to Alembic. It needs a little time, but later you have time. So displacer under the cube, and in the displacer we put, of course, a little noise. Okay, I want the noise 300, and I want it higher. So I go again to my displacer here, and you will see when we put it high, I don't want to displace in every direction here. Just wanna displace on Y. So I go from here, from vertex normals to planar, and set it to plus Y. I get this. Let's bring back so that we see here something. We can delete for them. Oh, we don't have to delete it. So this is a little big, a little small. So let's try a 2D texture here. Yeah, that looks better. We only need a 2D texture because we go only in the y-axis. Oh, that looks kind of nice. And now I don't want it down here, so I want it just yeah, on top. For this we have in the displacer a fall off, and here I take a linear field. Boing, now come on, linear field. Set it to plus y. We're working the y here. Bring it down here. And you see what we get. Let's bring this a little smaller here. So we have just on top. You see, we have here some problems, but I want to put this anyways in a subdivision surface later, so that shouldn't make no problems. Now I want to make what we could do is, let's bring the displacer out here for the moment. We could use the displacer on a whole. Yeah, I think I did it in the original one, so I used the displacer on a symmetry object. So let's bring in a symmetry object. Bonk. Put in the cube. Set it to, we need it, so we have this. And when I put the symmetry object, Alt G in a null cubes, so, and put now the displacer inside the null here. Of course, we need now a different field. Let's go to the displacer and use here a box field. Yeah, box field should work. Make the box field higher in the Y, and you will see something like that. Ah, it's a little too big now. So yeah, we can go simply with the displacer higher. So we get this, but I want for sure a bigger noise here. And let's just set the noise here, or the displacer to just intensity. Yeah, this is not the best idea. No, I use, of course, the symmetry object, but I make the displacer here, and again bring in the displacer fall off. Now I want again the linear field in plus y. Tune. back to this guy here, so, and make the shading smaller again. We have okay, looks quite nice, but we can now make, of course, the cube smaller. That makes it more interesting. That looks not bad. Let's see how it looks if we enable now again the intensity centered. Make the cube a little bigger again, so just try around. No, the other one was better. So, shading here, so maybe a little bigger. I want to find a nice spot here so that it more or less covers the sphere a little bit. At the end I want to bring everything in a subdivision surface, so let's bring this in the subdivision surface. My subdivision surface is by default at 1, but let's put it at 3 here. And so that looks nice. This is a little too. Let's play with the shading. Is the seed here? I think I will make the cubes a little bigger at the sides, so 230 maybe to 230. Bring them a little out here, so. And again play with the seed. First with the size. Okay. That I like this. This something what I meant. So somehow to cover this. Sorry, but I don't like this, of course, here. So we have to make here some to play around here. This guy here. Make the cube a little higher again. And what could we do? We can smooth out this cube. I bring the linear field outside here. And under the displacer I want to smooth this, so I make a smoothing deformer, and under the displacer I'll go back here. So a little higher. It starts to be nice for me, but not really on the sides here. Oops. I remember that I had to play on my original one as well a lot until I got the thing I wanted. Yeah, now it starts to. And this is a little weird here. What? Okay. Now I'm satisfied, I think. Oh, here we have to be careful. Yeah, we should bring the field down here so that the field moves with the cube. So I think, yeah, I think this is okay. You can play it later with your own file, but I'm happy with this now. So I save it, and A to hide the lines. And now let's make the bubbles. And this was a fun idea. What I did was, of course I faked it. Let's go to volumes. I want everything in the backup folder. Is it so hard to bring it in the backup folder? So we need a Helix Spline. And I want it quiet, so something like that. Here I just used this, selected these two guys with the control key, and then I hold my control key, and so I have to work just on one value and the other one goes with it. So this is a nice thing. I always do this. No, I don't want mine. Was it? Was okay. Sorry. Where is my Helix now? Let's hide our. No, this volumes. They we need outside. This was correct. So save. And I want to hide them. So now here I have my Helix, and I want to make a cloner. I want to clone this Helixes. Clone. And make the cloner grid is okay, but I want then inside this cube here. So I go to here and set it. Oops, bring this down to 92, 100, 100, 100. Okay. NI. Good. So NI is for isopalms. Save it. And now I want to set this to the endpoint, and now I can make more of them. So this is some helixes. 9.9. Cool. We have them here, so I'll bring them down to here and make them longer so I can bring them. I just have to be careful that I go not over the cube. So height here, so let's bring the height up to somewhere here that they intersect with the cubes. Now of course I need to randomize these guys. So go to our cloner and use a random effector. And in this random effector I want to randomize the rotation, of course. Here is 360 or even more. Okay. And the position, the Y position. But you see, we go here out, so this is not what I want. We have to be careful that we don't go outside them. Just a little bit, make it so, and make the helix maybe not as high. Something like that. Can put the whole corner, I see here a little things that come out. So this should be fine here. So okay. 70 should be nice. Save. And now I want to clone spheres on these splines. This will be then our bubbles. So make a sphere. 16 segments is more than enough for this now. would 8 would be nice, would be okay, but say 3 centimeter here. Let's hide this cloner so that we see our sphere here. Okay, then we clone this sphere and we clone it on this cloner. So cloner bubbles, and this is the cloner helix. Okay, so the cloner bubbles, we want to clone on an object, and this should be our cloner helix. You see, we have clones. To go a little out here on top, not so we can go with this cloner helix a little up here. So this should be nice. Let's make the grid 190 by 190 so that the bubbles don't go outside. This looks nice here. Oh, we see the best from here. Yeah, okay. And now we want that this bubble erase. So nothing easier than that. Go to our bubbles here. First, I want this doesn't matter. So smooth rotation doesn't matter in this case too, but I always do it. The count is okay, but let's set it to even. Or I can do it, it's a step, and let's say 20. Okay. Let's randomize these bubbles here in the scale. So I make here bubbles and a random effector, another one. Random, this is random bubbles. And here I want to randomize the scale. Say the minus 0.5. Great. And because we are randomized the position of the helixes, the y-axis, so they don't look so you cannot see if they are really all have the same distance to each other, so they don't see this. This is almost not possible. It is not possible to see it. So and here now with the offset we can play the bubbles. So I faked it. Don't need particles. So let's animate this offset. On frame 0 a keyframe, on frame 100 we go to no surprise offset of 100, and then we should have a nice bubble animation. Why it's so slow? It is slow because we have hidden our volume, but they are still working. So let's disable the. Now it should run. Yeah. And if you're not happy with this, when you see the bubbles look to go to the cloner random helix. And simply play away with the rotation here, so until you like it, something like that. I think that looks a little better. Yeah. Or you can play, of course, with the random helix, go to the effector and play with the seed here. Until you, oh, that looks nice. Yep. But you see here, we have a little problem here. So let's go to our cloner and drag the cloner a little down here. Okay, we don't see here anything, and we don't see here anything. Nice, perfect. Save. And we are almost done. We just need a cube, a cube around a glass cube around the whole thing is no problem, I think. So let's continue with making a camera. As I said, I do this in Octane, but can download the physical, and it's not no hard thing to do texture here. This is simply two different materials for the volumes, a wood material and a glass material. We're done. Good. So what did I do? So camera, Octane tag. Maybe I want to use the field or something else. Otherwise, you would not have do not really need the Octane tag. Yeah, if you do some post processing or camera imager or adapter field motion blur, then you need it. But if you do nothing here, you don't need the tag. So, but maybe we do something. So first I want to do is come closer to here. So, okay, now I want to set this to 0, 0, the x of 0 and then the y 0. Perfect, and give it freaking protection tag. So, and I want to say that I want to be able to move it in the z-axis. So I can move in the z-axis, but nothing else. Great. Now bring in the two meshes. 1, 2. Unhide it. I like it already. And yeah, I did this in a photo. You see, this is with my rig. It's totally no problem to do this. So I will see how I do it. And but maybe let's take another HDRI here. First, I need my Octane rig. Boing. You don't need it. You can do it with the Octane Sky. Make for the shadow catcher. Make for the floor. You make a disk or a plane and use it as a shadow catcher. So that this is all possible. You don't really need. So you can work without my rig, but it makes life much easier. So I have background and floor, and you will see when I render this that the floor is now, of course, somewhere like here, and this should be so the floor is. Oh, come on. So clinic floor is on, but as I said, the floor will have to go down. But let's save it again and hit render. So let's bring out the done dialog here. So render this guy. Needs a little bit because the volumes have so that looks weird, of course, because as I said, we have here our floor. When I disable the floor, it should look normal. Yep, and it does. But we want a floor, so shadow catcher on, and simply go down with the floor. See? Yeah, we see it here in the viewport as well. Okay. We have to go a little more down later because we need this glass thing, but look like this. This looks nice. I really like such clear renders. This look nice. So with what do we start? With the background picture, with an HDRI. Okay, no background HDRI. Yeah, let's take an HDRI. So Shift F8, and I want outdoor. We are on outdoor. Yeah, let's take this one. Why not? I think this could be nice. Let's see what we get. I wanna see something. Look at this. It looks nice. Maybe something like this. but it doesn't look nice when we have here the floor like this. And we can later, we can turn our, that's a good idea, we can turn our whole object around. So when we put everything in a null here, we are centered here. So when we make a null, oops, null, so main scene or something else, and put everything inside here. And when I rotate this guy here, R for rotation, everything should rotate with it. Yeah, it looks for sure, it looks sure nice when we see it from the side as well. This is something I did not in my original one, this is just from the front. But it sure looks better from this perspective. So now let's make some texture for our so we can texturize without the, and let's bring this back to the main scene. -15, so we remember -15. But so I can better work with, so when I put a cube around this and everything. But now we need texture. I want a wood texture for the cubes. So Shift F8, I go of course to my texture pack. Patrons can download it, and it is already in the project file. So I have here the wood. I take the same like in the project file. This was this one here, and drag it on the cubes here. That's wood cubes. I put it here on the cube itself. So maybe we will see later. Maybe we have to make 2 cubes out of this symmetry object. Let's see. Let's wait. Because when I put this on the symmetry object, we have exactly the same here, and I don't want to have the same here. But if you play a little around, let's put this, make a cubic mapping here. Then we could bring this cubic mapping. I want, yeah, maybe it's this. I have this creaser. I don't know the name for this. Creases. I have it horizontal in my original one, you see. But it could look nice like this as well. And so when I go a little down with the whole thing here, offset, of course the wrong one. So I don't see any repetitions that we have here. And let's go a little to the side maybe. So I think this we won't see when they render. Save. Let's see. We don't have to spec it. Yeah, I will leave it like this. I don't make it horizontal now. In this case, I leave it like this. If it's too symmetrical for you or something, I simply make the symmetry object and make a current state to object. So you should get 2 cubes, and then you can texture each cube for its own, so you can move the textures for its own. But in this case, I don't have to do this. What I could do here is in the coordinates, in the position C, maybe this. Does this change something? Yeah. Yeah, come on. Render. Yeah, now it's the... but now I have it here. Let's go back to 50 here. Yeah, this we will see it later when we have the glass on it, so save it. And this looks good so far. Now let's make some colors for our sphere here, for our volumes. So the original colors you have seen, this two metal colors, but I want to make it a little different, and I really love my material that I made for the what was it, for the tutorial, for the no, I forgot it, come on, bismuth tutorial, for my bismuth tutorial. So now I made this and I really like this material. Yeah, let's bring it a little closer here. Look, this is such a nice material. I hide my cam here, save it. This would be I will this camera render as well with the, oh yes, that looks nice. And let's make another material. Here I'm a simple material. Let's open the node editor here. And let's make a new octane material. It will be a glossy GGX material, not GGX, and black, almost black, maybe so, something like that, and with some bump in it, noise bump, noise. Here I want a Naki. I like Naki. It's the object and bring it in the bump channel, and then we will see what we get if we put this on our other mesher. Oh, I think I like this. Let's bring this bump in the roughness as well. Yeah, it looks somehow a little like Lisa or something else, but I really like it. It's totally fine for me. Okay. Then we need a glass material, of course, for the bubbles. So let's make another material. Simple octane material, simple specular material, GGX, and then a water index. That's correct. Make this the bubbles. Bubblies, so, and put it on, yeah, on our bubbles, of course. We have bubbles, but I want here the bubbles a fake shadow. This should be already fine, and now let's make this cube around this whole thing. Save it. And make here a cube. So let's go to the side. Cube. Nice cubies. We want. Oh, go back here. So here we can make the same trick. I go to the object and in the X and the C. Select just the X and the C. Hold my control key and now I can move this out. So that this covers here, okay. And then in the Y until we cover the Y. Looks fine. And we copied this material here. Bubbles, and name it. This is not the bubbles material anymore. This will be the glass material. And here I think I want a small index. Glass normally has 1.517, but I want not to to distort the inside of the cube too much. So let's make 2 or something else should be fine, and put it on our glass. Oops, this is volume black. So put this on our glass here. Glass cube. So save. And again, let's render this. Render. And here is the render. So okay. This is not bad, but not exactly what I want. What I want now is on the cube some roundings. I make a fillet here. It looks better, and maybe some thickness. Go to the glass cube, and I could use it. Yeah, we could use cloth here. Normally I use the pi extension, so that the pi parametric tools here with the pi extruder, but here it would also work a cloth here. But when I'm in here, so why not? Alt click. So this is fine, and I want caps here, of course. So now it looks like glass around. But you see, we have to go with the floor a little down, because the glass intersects now with the floor. This is not what we want. Let's go down here. It shouldn't leviate, it should something like that, maybe. I do not see it really good. So yeah, now it looks good. Yeah, perfect. You see, it's so nice with the shader catch, and you can drag it around wherever you want. It will always stay on the floor. So, okay. Now go to our camera and take the main scene, and we were, this was minus 15 or 15, I don't remember now. 15? Minus 15, of course. Yeah. We should first bring our glass cube in this main scene as well. So, okay, now we can. So that looks quite nice. maybe we go a little closer here. You see, we are allowed to. So. Good. Make the whole thing a little brighter. And maybe more bubbles. So more bubbles needs more helixes. Let's go crazy with 15 by 15. Let's wait a little bit. That doesn't change anything, that is not possible. This is it's not. Now it's it was not rendered, so because let's hide the cube here, and I go here to 10 by 10. Of course, it has to be to change something in Q for again, so 15 by 15. Yeah. Maybe make the cubes a little smaller, or not smaller. Let's make the random bubbles not all smaller than here, minus 0.8, so we get more small bubbles. Yeah, this is what I like. And let's see here. They are. No. Okay. Yeah, the bubbles are on the edge, so but it looks somehow that they are. We have no bubbles on the outside here on the edges, but there are some. Let's play with the seed here, the helix seed. Yeah, this here we have on the outside more. We can go to the parameters here and let's see, rotate this and we find a nice spot. Yeah, that's okay for me, but we can do something else. We can go to 10 here. Then we get many more, but this looks then a little too. So here we see the fake, but not necessarily, because we play here again with the seed. But these are too many, but maybe 15 should be fine. Yeah, 15 is okay. Good. Save. Render again. IPR render. That looks nice. Let's rotate the HDR a little bit, so we have minus 165. I want to remember this. It should. Let's try another one. Why not? This is the fun part for me normally. So not F6. F8. Shift F8. This is the fun part with Octane, with the trying different HDRIs and so on. So because it's simply fast. So HDRI Outdoor. If this one, let's see. In a parking deck. A little too intense. Cut down here. So. Interesting things. Maybe in there. Let's see. Onto the bridge. Maybe a nice idea. Yeah. Nice somehow. But the other side of the bridge. Yeah, but as I said, you should do this your own style. But I want to see if there's something funny in the auto shop. It fits almost everywhere. The floor is a little too far down, I think. Let's go up a little bit. Yeah, I think that's better. Anyways, but I like the first one the most, I think. Maybe one more, let's see. Empty warehouse, good. Let's see how the empty warehouse looks. It's something where we have only a floor, like here. This looks interesting with the... Yeah, that looks... Oh, everything looks nice here. That's crazy. That's the thing with the HDRIs in the background, so that it looks simply nice. But I will stay with my first one. This was this guy here. But here it's just a 3K HDRI, so 65. This was this one, and you see this has some anti-aliasing issues, and so. But there is a fix for me because you see almost for every HDRI I have a higher resolution JPEG, and this I can use as a background image. So I go to here. See, we have here background picture on. I see nothing, and here I want the background picture inside. And this, you see, is much sharper. Now it's lit by the Hdri, but the background picture is the JPEG. This is Nikomedias Scene Rig. Ultimate. Now you can do the same, of course, with the physical rig. This is the Octane rig. And yeah, but here I want to go a little brighter. No, 5 maybe. I want too bright. 2 was okay, I think. Yeah, 2 is okay. And I want to make a shot very close. Because this looked so nice with the... Let's make very crazy shot here. 0, 0, X, Y. Maybe rotate this. It doesn't matter how it's... I have still from my bismuth the displacement inside the... Then this is not what I want. So let's go inside here and simply disable the displacement here. Yeah, that's better. Do I have, let's go to get it to the... There I see exactly what I have. I don't like to displace. I want to disable it here and not here. Here, enable it again so that this is here. The nodes to correct disable it is here, and the bump I want to disable as well. Yeah, now it's gone. So great. Maybe I want this black noise a little smaller. 50. Yeah, this looks maybe even smaller. And make it here spherical. Because you don't get UVs, it is the same, but you don't get UVs from the volume mesh, so not usable. But this is a nice render as well. Crazy. Like here the protection tag, I copy it up to here, just a little out here. Interesting. Okay, so we have this now. Here, back, no, not here. The main scene at the -15. Okay. And I will render some frames here to see what we get here. So I'm back in a second for you. So everything seems to work. You see I only rendered 25 frames until now. But only thing what I would do now is to make a longer animation. You see the bubbles are they are moving very fast. The animation here would be okay, could be slower too, but when you animate a noise, 4 seconds is a little boring. You will see the animation, it does not move a lot when you make a 4-second loop in a noise. So it should be at least, in my opinion, so 8 seconds is okay, so with 200 frames in my case. and then the bubbles 100% at 200 frames would move slower as well. So I will do this now. I will go here to delete this, stop the render here. Okay, you see the first render took about 36 seconds. It just prepares something, but then the render times are okay. And yeah, what I wanted now, so I make here 200 frames. That means I have to change something. First I have the cloner bubbles, the offset. Here I go to animation, show track. Instead of 100, at 100% I go to 200 frames. And the same, I go to my shader. The shader, this I cannot change it now, but we have here a volume measure. In the volume measure we can make the speed slower here. Now I still have this loop of 100 frames. So if I need here in the shader effector, I want to make 200 frames loop, I would have to make to bake the volumes new. But for now I can go with the speed down to 50, so this moves slower and should have now should work the whole 200 frames. Okay, that's it. Save it, and we are done. Let's see how quick the bubbles now move. So let's disable this, guys. Here, I want to see the speed of these bubbles. So what I do, I make a quick viewport render here. See, just a viewport render here, and I don't want to save it. It's okay. All frames. When you make here then later your render, you should render just 1 frame less than. So when you have from 0 to 200 here, you should render here from 0 to 199. So you don't have 2 equal frames. So otherwise the first frame and the last frame would be the same frame. So you have 2 equal frames. And this is not what you want. So, but you won't realize it in this loop. So this all frames, okay. Here in the viewport render, only geometry. This is okay. Save and render this. This should render quite fast. It is preparing this. No. Just want to see the speed of the bubbles. Good. Don't have. I am back when it's done. So let's see what we got. Yeah, this is nice. But I have another idea what we can do that it does not look so helixy. We could need this. Make here a little more movement. Let's go to our Helix Clone and let's hide this for the moment. No, not the glass cube. I want to hide the bubbles here. And want to bring in the helix glass and make a new plane effector. Plane effector. Just bring it always to above the cloner where the effector belongs to. So you don't have to do this. This is just for me. So, and here in the parameter I could rotate this and this would make another movement here. So when I rotate this here and go to frame 200 and here 360, so now they rotate as well. I'm not sure if this will bring us something, but it cannot be wrong. As more movement is better, but I want to rotate it in the other direction. Minus 360. So if I hide now these guys, bring back these guys. Yeah, so some of them, as you see, that looks almost that they stay longer at the place. So yeah, this is much better for me. Okay, so I would say we are done. Let's make one last render here. So fine, and quick render here. So let me see what we have when we speak about finishing. Show me what you have. So maybe it's nicer when we put these guys in. Yep. So good. I hope you like this one. And yeah, as I said, for patrons, this weekend will come another tutorial. I'm not sure which one I do, but yes, maybe you have seen my previews, one of them of course, or something different. I will see. Maybe some ideas come up, or some requests, some urgent requests come up. So then I of course make this first, but we will see. It will come something, of course. And yeah, I wish you all the best here from Vienna. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay clever, be clever. Means stay like you are. Something more to say. Yeah, if you want to support me on Patreon, you can do so. The link is in the description, and I really appreciate that. And if you just want to say, oh no, I don't want to be a patron, but I would love to donate a little bit, you can do this via PayPal, link in the description. And yeah, as I say so often, if you have requests, comments, complaints, whatever, write in the comments or on my Facebook site, on our Facebook group. Everything is in the description. But the best way, if you have more complex questions or something else, would be via email. And otherwise, the second best is the Facebook group, because there are many people with they are very clever and they can help as well. If I have no time, I don't see the question, or even if I don't know it, maybe this is still possible that I don't know something. I'm surprised as well every time. But yeah, so let's say it's done. We can wrap this up, and hopefully you are with me in my next tutorial. Have a wonderful day, have a wonderful weekend, and again, all the best here from Vienna, and tschüss und baba.